Let's look down at our second line here. All right. And for those of you that are getting kind of tired of this, we're really close to being done, because once we finish this second line, you're going to find how easy the rest of this is. All right. So right here, we start again, same way. A, B, C, D, E. So far, just like how we started up here. But now things start to get a little different. We do still go down to C and back up to E, just like here. But instead, we have an extra note thrown in here. Now we're going to go to a note we haven't had to use yet up here in the song yet, but it is a letter we used before. We're going to be using, that's at high A. We actually skipped over the F space and over the G line. This is between the second and third line of the staff. Remember, face in the space, F, A, C, E. So second space is an A. This is a high A. Now we're going to come back to that even more later. This is finger 5, so we'll use a pinky when we get over to the keyboard. Now we haven't seen this pitch yet much either. This is also going to be the line just below A, so it's got to be G. All right. Here we have seen this before. That's E again. C again, our good old buddy with the one ledger line going through it. E again. And another G right here. So A, B, C, D, E, C, E, A, G, E, C, E, G. It's going to sound a lot better on the keyboard than with my morning voice here. So, all right. So this is the main idea of the song. We have the kind of like the first line and the second line. They both start roughly the same, but they have different endings. Okay. So we're actually going to go take a look at this second half of this, and you're going to find out that there's really not much left to do. So if I were to scroll this up, here's our third and fourth lines. Of course, measures 5, 6, 7, and 8. Don't confuse the measure numbers with the finger numbers. It's exactly the same thing as we had here. Just instead of starting on a low A, we're going to start on this A. Boom. See? Second space. Second space. A, B, C, D, E, C, E. D sharp, B, D sharp, D, B flat, D. Last line. A, B, C, D, E, C, E, A, G, E, C, E, G. Just like that line. All we're doing here is playing them up to the next A on the keyboard. So instead of starting on this A, we start on the next A higher, which is right here. What is that when we go up from one letter to the next? Who remembers? How many notes are in the musical alphabet? Right? 7. So if we went A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, we went how many? 8 different keys or 8 different notes in music. And what's an 8-sided figure called? Think like a stop sign. An octagon, right? So we call this an octave. Octave is the term when we want to go play the same piece of music, but maybe up by a whole octave. Means start on the same letters, just play it higher or play it lower. You'll see this a lot in music. So this is all we have. These third and fourth lines here are the same as the first 2 lines, just played up an octave. So once we go over to the keyboard, once you master this, we're not even going to worry about writing the letters down here because once we know this, we can just play it again higher on the keyboard. So there we go. So we have In the Hall of the Mountain King. I'm going to make sure make sure you come back to this for reference anytime you get confused. But we're going to go ahead and check this out over on the keyboard now. Let's check it out. All right, so let's try this one out. We have, of course, we're starting on the pitch A here, but this A, if we take a look, is down below this pitch C. Now, hopefully we all remember from when we talked about keys a while back, this particular C that has the ledger line going through it just below the treble clef staff, it's not just any C, we call that middle C, all right? Now, middle C, it's right about here on your keyboard, all right? So we find the group of 2 black keys somewhat close to the middle of the keyboard. So a lot of times it might be a little bit left of center, but pretty close to the center. Find that group of 2 black keys. You can do this on your virtual keyboard over there as well on your computer, on your touchscreen. So you find that group of 2 black keys. Now here we can also see that C is going to be played with finger number 3. Now hopefully remember, we're going to use our right hand for this because we're in the treble clef, okay? And because most of us are righties. If you're a lefty like me, you'll be all right. I'm a lefty and I can still do this too. So C is played with our 3rd finger. So we're going to take our middle finger 1, 2, 3 on C. That gives us fingers 1 and 2 to play the A and B. So here we go. Let's try to check this out just a little bit here. We're going to start with our thumb on A below middle C, and we're going to climb all the way up to E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After we get to E, we go C back to E. So A, B, C, D, E, C, E. Try that with me. Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, C, E. All right, that's just the beginning. Now we've got the main idea started. We're going to kind of come back to that in a little bit here. Let's go to this next measure, measure 2 right here. This is where things start to get a little bit saucy. We have a D sharp. So we're going to be playing that with finger number 4. It might be kind of hard to see that little number 4 there, but it's number 4. D sharp. Well, A, B, C, D. There's D. Sharp is a higher version of that note on a black key. So if we want to go higher, we're going to go to the black key to the right. There is D sharp. We're going to play that with our ring finger. Hopefully you guys can see that there. My 4th finger is playing the D sharp. Now it goes going to go D sharp, B, D sharp. B is right down here. We have been playing B with our 2nd finger. Now we're going to play it with our thumb, 1st finger. So D sharp, B, D sharp. That's 4, 1, 4. Try that out a couple times. Make sure you get to sound it out. Remember, we did a little bit of ear training not that long ago. Trust your ear. Match my pitch. You can feel free to pause this video, go over and try it out. D sharp, B, D sharp. Okay, think you got that? We'll move on. Here we have a D natural, which means we're going to get rid of the black key. We're going to stop playing D sharp. We're going to go back to plain old D. So that's this finger 3. We're not going to be using finger 4 anymore. So we're going to come off of the D sharp and play D with our middle finger, finger number 3. However, we can't just use a plain old B. Now it's a B flat. I know life's difficult, right, guys? So we're going to, instead of using this B right here on the white key, we're going to use B flat, which is the black key to the right in this group of 3. Anytime there's a group of 3 black keys, the one on the right is B flat. So try this out. We're going to go D natural, B flat, D natural. Try that out. Go ahead, try that out on your own. Feel free to pause the video and come on back. Middle finger, thumb, middle finger. D, B flat, D. All right, think we got it? Let's put this whole measure together. D sharp, B, D sharp, D natural, B flat, D natural. Try that a few times. I'll do it again nice and slow. D sharp, B, D sharp. Now with the middle finger. D, B flat, D. All right, so now we should hopefully have that. You feel free to pause and do this as many times as you need until you get this measure. So we have D sharp, B, D sharp, D, B flat, D. Now let's put that whole first line together right here. So not the green part. The green part's what we're not playing. We're playing this part right above it. Here we go. So watch the fingering here. I'll play it one time here, and then feel free to look at this if you need any reference. Pause the video after I try so you can try this out. That's your first line. Pause the video. Go ahead. Try it out as much as you need. When you think you've got a decent hang of it, come on back and unpause the video. We're going to go on to the second line next. All right, we're out of time for part 2. I'll see you back for part 3 real soon.